Unless you've been living under a rock, you do know that the Chicago Blackhawks are last in the NHL. So today at NHL 24, we put the best player from every position on the Chicago Blackhawks and hope to see if they will lead them to the Stanley Cup. So Chicago now has Connor McDavid, Cale Makar, and Andrei Vasilevskiy. Those three players alone boosted the Chicago Blackhawks from an 81 overall all the way to a 90 overall. So we're just going to simulate a season mode month by month like we usually do, see if the Chicago Blackhawks can win the Stanley Cup. And yeah, let's get this video started. So after October, the Chicago Blackhawks find themselves at 5-4-0. Connor Bedard is atop the points in Chicago with 11. Cale Makar has 11. McDavid has 9. Goaltending wise, Andrei Vasilevskiy is 4-3-0. Peter Mrazek 1-1-0. Leading the league after October are the Seattle Kraken 6-6-2 for 14 points. Vegas in second, 6-3-1 for 13 points. New Jersey in third, 6-2-0 for 12 points. Winnipeg in fourth, 6-3-0 for 12 points. And Tampa Bay in fifth, 6-3-0 for 12 points. Let's go through the rest of these teams. See how your favorite team is doing after the month of October. Taking up the rear are the Philadelphia Flyers at 1-7-1. So currently, after October, I know the playoffs are a long ways from now. The Chicago Blackhawks are currently holding a wild card spot at 5-4-0. Leading the entire league in points is Tyler Toffoli. He has 14, Jesper Bratt with 14, Crosby with 13, DeBrincat with 13, and Jack Hughes with 13. A lot of Devil players in the top 5. So with that out of the way, let's just simulate to the end of November. So after November, the Chicago Blackhawks are 11-10-0. No longer in that wild card spot. They're 6th in the Central. The Columbus Blue Jackets are atop the points at 16-6-2 for 34 points. Nashville in second, 15-6-1. Edmonton in third, 14-7-1. Vegas fourth, 13-8-3. And the Carolina Hurricanes 14-8-0 in fifth. Let's go to the rest of these teams. See how your favorite team is doing after the month of November. Taking up the rear are the Ottawa Senators at 5-12-0. So Chicago currently finds themselves 4 points out of the playoffs after November. Leading the Blackhawks in points is Cale Makar with 3 goals, 17 assists, and 20 points. Connor McDavid third, 10 goals, 9 assists, 19 points, and Connor Bedard 9 goals for 8 assists and 17 points. Andrei Vasilevskiy 9-7-0 on the year with Peter Mrazek 2-4-0. Now we're just going to simulate to the end of December. Win hockey games, guys. Okay, it wasn't really an ideal month to start for the Hawks, but they ended up figuring it out near the end of the month. They are 18-16-2 after December. They are holding down the final wild card by the looks of it, which they are 1 point over Dallas, who has 37. Leading the league in points after December are the Carolina Hurricanes with 50 at 24-11-2. Winnipeg second, 23-12-0. Seattle third, 20-11-6, New York 4th, 21-11-3, and the Vegas Golden Knights 21-13-3. Let's go to the rest of these teams. Here how your favorite team is doing after the month of December. Taking up the rear are the Ottawa Senators at 11-20-1. Leading the Hawks in points is Cale Makar, now with 39 for 8 goals, 31 assists. McDavid 17 goals, 18 assists for 35 points, and Bedard 16 goals, 18 assists for 34 points. Taylor Hall closely behind this race with 30 points. Goaltending wise, Andrei Vasilevskiy is 14-11-1. Peter Mrazek is 4-6-1. Forgot to check how every player was doing last month, but it's Kaprizov ahead of everyone. 48 points, Pastrnak 47, Zuccarello 47, Brad Marchand 47, and Matt Barzal 45. Chicago riding a winning streak of 4 into the new year. Can they keep it going? Let's find out. Let's simulate to the end of January. Well, they didn't. 4-game losing streak to start off January. They started off the month 1-8-0. That is not good. Especially if you're fighting for a playoff spot. That is not good. And they are far out of it now. 7th place in the Central. Not the month at all that the Chicago Blackhawks needed. They find themselves 6 points behind the Oilers, who hold the last wildcard spot. Minnesota holds the second to last wildcard spot with 55 points. Not at all what the Hawks needed, but the Rangers atop the point standings after January 30-15-4, Carolina 30-15-3, Boston 30-16-3, Winnipeg 31-16-0, and Seattle 28-16-6. Let's go to the rest of these teams, see how your favorite team is doing after the month of January. Taking up the rear are the Philadelphia Flyers at 16, 29, and 5. Chicago in 27th in the league. Leading the team after January is Cale Makar with 52 points, 9 goals, 43 assists. McDavid 24 goals, 25 assists, and 49 points. Connor Bedard 21 goals, 24 assists for 45 points. And Taylor Hall 16, 24 for 40 points. Kaprizov and Zuccarello are tied with 65 points. Pastrnak 62 points, Stamkos 60, and Barkov 59 after the month of January. That's how the players are doing. Scroll to the end of February here. Well, they did turn it around. They went on a nice little winning streak in the middle of the month there. Up to 30, 27, and 3. Even with that great month by the Hawks, they still find themselves 3 points out of a wild card spot to the Avalanche. 66 points. Leading the league in points are the Dallas Stars, 37, 22, and 3. New York, 35, 19, and 6. Carolina, 35, 21, and 4. Winnipeg, 36, 21, and 1. And Toronto, 36, 22, and 1. So go to the rest of these teams. See how your favorite team is doing after February. Picking up the rear are the Philadelphia Flyers, 19, 35, and 6. Cale Makar leading the team in points with 60, McDavid has 59, Bedard for 55, and Taylor Hall 45. Goaltending wise, Vasilevsky 22, 19, and 2, Peter Mrazek 8, 9, and 1. Kucherov now leading the league in points with 79, Kaprizov 78, Zuccarello 77, Stamkos 76, and Ovechkin with 72. Scroll to the end of March here, see how they do. They did string along some wins. 8-1 over the Kings and 8-2 over the Sharks. Also, let's not forget the 6-1 win over the Coyotes. Exactly what you want to see. Job's not finished though. Not finished. They do have a wild card spot. Job's not done though. They're holding down that final wild card spot by 2 points over St. Louis and Colorado. Vegas also with just one more point than Chicago. Have two teams that have clinched playoff spots. Those are Dallas and Carolina. Dallas at 47, 24, and 4. Carolina 46, 23, and 6. New York 45, 22, and 7. Winnipeg 47, 25, and 2. Toronto 44, 27, and 2. Scroll to the rest of these teams. See how your favorite team is doing after March. Taking up the rear are the Philadelphia Flyers, 24, 44, and 7. Cale Makar up by 3 points over McDavid. 10 goals for 67 assists, 77 points. McDavid 31, 43 for 74 points. Bedard 33, 40 for 73 points. Taylor Hall 28, 32 for 60 points. Vasilevsky is 28, 23, and 3 for 1 shutout. Peter Mrazek 11, 9, and 1 for no shutouts. Kucherov leading the league in points with 98, Kaprizov 92, Draisaitl 91, Robertson 90, and Zuccarello with 90. These final 8 games, desperately needing to win a majority of them, at least 6 of the 8. See what's going to happen. Chicago at 39, 31, and 4, 2 points, holding a wild card spot by 2 points with a record of 39, 31, and 4. What is going to happen? Will we make the playoffs? Are we going to miss? Let's find out. And those 2 regulation losses at the end of the season, unfortunately, boot the Chicago Blackhawks out of the postseason. 2 points out. With a final record of 42, 34, and 6, the Blackhawks are going to fall short of the postseason. Missed by a singular point. 1 point they missed it by. Dallas wins the President's Trophy with 111 points, 53, 24, and 5. New York 50, 25, and 7. Winnipeg 52, 27, and 3. Carolina 49, 27, and 6. Edmonton 46, 28, and 8. Teams making the playoffs consist of the Dallas Stars, New York Rangers, the Winnipeg Jets, Carolina Hurricanes, Edmonton Oilers, Pittsburgh Penguins, LA Kings, Toronto Maple Leafs, Seattle Kraken, Minnesota Wild, Detroit Red Wings, Colorado Avalanche, Washington Capitals, Columbus Blue Jackets, Vegas Golden Knights, and the Boston Bruins. Take a look at how these teams placed. See where your favorite team wound up. The Philadelphia Flyers, worst team in the league, 29, 46, and 7. David 84 points, Makar 83, Bedard 79, and Taylor Hall 67, and a drop off to Dickinson who had 48. Goaltending wise, Vasilevsky 31-26 and 4 for 2 shutouts. Mrazek 11-9-2 for no shutouts. Kucherov led the league in points with 110, Draisaitl 104, Kaprizov 101, Zuccarello 100, and Erik Karlsson. And now we'll simulate the playoffs. Playoff matchups are Winnipeg versus Minnesota, Dallas versus Vegas, LA versus Seattle, Edmonton versus Colorado, Carolina versus Pittsburgh, Rangers versus Columbus, Detroit versus Boston, and Toronto versus Washington. So let's simulate these playoffs. 3, 2, 1. The Stanley Cup goes to Seattle. They beat the Leafs 4-1. Art Ross went to Kucherov. Hart went to Draisaitl. Norris goes to Carlson. Lady Byng goes to Carlson. Calder goes to Bedard. Conn Smythe went to Tolvin. Vezina to Ottinger. Jennings to Hellebuck. Matthew wins the Selk. Draisaitl wins the Ted Lindsay Award. And Richard Trophy goes to Kucherov. And that is going to do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Unfortunately, the Chicago Blackhawks were unable to pull through and make the postseason. They finished 1 point out of a playoff spot, 42-34-6. So that answers the questions. Can the best players from each position lead the Hawks to a Stanley Cup playoff run? They cannot. Chicago, you guys got a long road ahead of you guys. But I'm a Sabres fan, so I know exactly what you guys are going through. That'll be all for today, though, guys. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's video, and that will be it all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.